This is the outside of the Swift Bolero 682 FB. As we move along, we will firstly come to locker access underneath the front bench seat. Leisure battery just sits underneath here. We then have the waste tank drain just there. This motorhome is supplied with this corner steady winding handle to manoeuvre the drain into place, but to be fair, just using your hand is just as easy. And then to drain the fresh water tank down, just turn here. Gas locker just here. So this motorhome has been fitted with a Gaslow system. So you'll see we have two Gaslow bottles just here. On and off, just here. I always suggest that having one bottle off and one bottle on when they're both full, depleting the first one and then switching over so you know just exactly how much gas you've used. So once you've turned your bottle on, trace off the regulator. So the regulator's here, and then we've got the crossover valve just here. So then trace down so we know that if this is pointing this way, we're feeding off this bottle, and if it's pointing this way, we're feeding off this bottle. The bottles do not have to be turned off for travel if you don't want to. They do have crash valves in them, and you'll see that all the hoses on these are all braided as well. To fill up the bottles, push in, twist to remove the dust cover. Our UK fillers just slide over this part just here, and then it's just a matter of popping the nozzle over, turning it round, and then pulling a lever towards you to lock it on to the side of the motorhome. Then it's just press a button down to commence filling up the gas bottles. You can either pop in as many litres as you want or just wait until it clicks off, no differently than a fuel pump would. And then once you're finished, just release the lever, twist and pull the nozzle back off again. This centre part just here is to take the screw-in continental adapters. Mains hookup point just here, and we do have an external TV/satellite point just there. Cassette toilet just here. So to remove the cassette, just lift up on the lever, pull towards you. Before use, remove the cap and add your toilet chemical with a small amount of water. This is also where it empties from. Just remember that when you're pouring it away, to hold the button in just here, this will release the vacuum inside. It's also advisable to keep this seal lubricated. Thetford do their own seal lubricant, but any silicone based lubricant is fine. By turning this part here, it's a nice easy way of giving the cassette a good clean. If you do need to gain full access inside, this whole section can be removed. The arrow is currently pointing to the locked point. Twist it until the arrow is pointing here, and then this can be removed. All of these cassettes are now on wheels with extendable handles. Tow bar just here, and we have the spare wheel in the cage just here. The Fiamma bike rack just pulls down, and then pop the bikes on the rails and secure the straps through the wheels of the bikes, and then secure the arms to the frames. Reverse camera and rear view camera just up here. Freshwater tank fill point just here. So just pop your hose in to fill up the fresh water tank. As you can see, it can be locked, Beside this is a 12-volt socket. Very handy if you're going to be using a submersible pump to fill up your freshwater tank. Beside that, we then have access underneath the fixed bed. We can see the water pump just there. Fresh water drain just here, so again you can use that corner steady wind and handle, or again just literally just put your hand up and pull it down. Barbecue point just here. So if you're going to use this, you need the barbecue adapter, which is about this long, and it's brass. Attach the hose of the barbecue to one end and secure it with a Jubilee clip, and then the other end plugs in where my finger is just here and will lock into place. You will then be able to turn the gas on. To remove the, just push it in and it will then release itself. Flue for the Aldi boiler just here, and then we have vents for the fridge. Just make sure that nothing is obstructing the vents and try to avoid spraying too much water at them when washing the motorhome. Fiamma roll-out canopy just here. To roll it out, take the awning wind and handle, which is just inside the habitation door. Hook it on and then begin to wind the awning out. As you can now see, I've wound the canopy out a short distance. If we now unclip one of the legs just here and then slide it out at the end, we can then drop it down. We then just undo here and drop the leg to the ground, and then get the awning at the height we would like, and then lock the leg into place, and then do the same with the other leg. And then lock into place. Once we're secured, we can then continue winding the awning out. I always prefer it to do it this way because we're not then putting too much stress on the side of the motorhome. The awning will wind out near enough 2.5 meters, basically until these arms go virtually straight. What is also supplied with this particular awning, because it is large, is a center rafter pole, which clips in here and here. As you can now see, it is telescopic, so the awning doesn't need to be fully out to use it. Always get the awning in if there are high winds, as you do run the risk of it being flipped over the top of the motorhome. Diesel fill just here, and the cap unlocks on the ignition key. Tyre pressures on the door pillar just here. Jack and wheel brace all underneath the passenger seat, and vehicle battery underneath the floor of the cab just here, and bonnet release just here.